Welcome back to Nerdrotic. My name is Gary Beekler, and I come to you from nerdrotic.com, and I am live in San Francisco, California, and we are here covering Game of Thrones, Season 8, Episode 3. Have no idea what the title is because they don't put episode titles out because they might spoil something. Well, I am here with a very special guest and a good friend of the channel and one of the best YouTubers out there, my good friend, our Overlord, our faithful, good Overlord, who someday is going to take over the world and set things right. Dictor Van Doomcock, what is up, my friend?
I'm not in a good mood, dude. I'm pretty angry. I'm very upset about this episode. I think it was I just am so disgusted. I can't even fucking talk about it. It's like it's beyond a failure. I feel like I wasted fucking the last 7 years or however long we've been on this fucking thing. I'm just beyond disgusted. I can't fucking talk about it.
I have been warning everybody on the channel. I know some people probably enjoyed the episode, but just hear me out. Hear me out. I am a giant A Song of Ice and Fire fan. I was into this show within the first 5 minutes. I went and got all the books. I read them each twice in 1 year. And I've read all the books multiple times. Now, I am nowhere near a Preston Jacobs expert on them because drugs were very good to me in the 80s, and I have to reread stuff just to remember it. But I'm a giant fan. So I will get to my point. You just killed Darth Vader in the middle of Empire Strikes Back. And I know we're trying to subvert expectations. I am just going to come out right now. I don't think Cersei's that big of a badass with one crazy Qyburn, one zombie, and a big bow and arrow, and a Deus Ex Machina army that came in. Now, and we'll get into the weeds on this. Now, Dan and Dave said that this is going to end pretty much how the books end, and it could. And how we got to this ending, by the way, there's going to be tons of spoilers. How we got to this ending probably would have made tons of sense in the books because you finish Arya's journey. There's a lot of journeys in this show. I'm sure a lot of you can tell were cut off. Like Arya's was rushed at the end. She still has a ton of training to do in the books. She hasn't even left Bravos. We don't even know what the Faceless Men are really all about yet. And George will, if he ever finishes the books, explain this. And I don't think they've ever done that really well in the books. So we had this big spectacle of a battle. It was shot well, the dragons fighting, everything's awesome. But
I disagree. I disagree. I thought it was shot like shit. I thought it was shot like shit, dude. I'm just saying. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Some of the dragon effects were not that great. You can see especially on Jon, early part in the episode. But that ending, so yeah, the Night King is dead and was killed by Arya. And while that sounds cool and a lot of people are going to be happy about this, it's anticlimactic to the T. I don't care. Like Dictor Van Doomcock just said, I don't care beyond this. And I feel like you invest this much time and they do something like this, and you're going to see a great divide in the next coming weeks, months between book fans and people who are just show fans, because there's going to be a skirmish online, because I can guarantee you book fans are not going to like this at all. I don't know. What are your thoughts on killing the Night King in the third episode?
I think from start to finish, this episode was complete bungle, just a complete screw up, worthless. I did not give a shit. I didn't know what was going on. There was a few decent shots. Otherwise, it was basically shaky cam, a lot of slapdash editing, a bunch of shit. I didn't give a fuck what happened. I don't even know for sure who's dead and who's alive at this point, and I don't care. I am fucking done with this shit. God damn it. It's like it's fucking Lost all over again. I am so fucking angry. I'm sorry, dude. I can't even articulate it. I can't be funny. I cannot. I am fucking angry.
Raw emotion. That's what we come here to YouTube for. Raw emotion.
I'm
I
sorry.
figured, no, it's okay. I saw this coming, man. I saw this coming. I was hoping against hope. I was like, don't do this, don't do this. But then I think back to Dave and Dan and how they dispatched Littlefinger. I know I talk about it a lot because it really is a bee in my bonnet, to be honest with you. How they dispatched one of the best villains on TV. How these guys are the same writers from season 4. One of the best seasons of television I've ever seen is unbelievable. And I'm really feeling like Westworld season 2 right now. And I quit Lost. And so I'm glad I didn't have that dissatisfaction. But this is the most disappointed I've ever been in a television show. Like, it just went,
well, because you quit Lost, but I mean, I went through to the end. So I mean, this is basically flashbacks of the very last episode of Lost, because you know, that was before I had my YouTube channel and back when I was young and fluffy-tailed and naive, and I believed that they were good, despite what David Fury said, because he quit in the first season saying these assholes had no fucking plan. I thought surely they do. I mean, I certainly knew how to end it. I had all sorts of great ideas. And instead we got a fucking Hallmark card and a lot of slow-mo tears and shit. And this was the same thing for me. This was worthless. I mean, you just, I just fucking, I don't know what the fuck I was doing then for this entire time. I don't care what happens now. I just honestly don't care.
They said this is I'm gonna, okay, hear me out here. This is a lot like how Hulk was dealt with in Endgame, without totally spoiling. Well, let's just say Hulk didn't get a resolution to his story. I'll leave it like that. John faced off against the Night King at Hardhome. They set up a battle between them when they stared each other down, and the Night King's all, come at me, bro. And they skirmished a little bit in the with dragons, and Arya comes in at the last minute and kills the Night King. Now there's going to be a lot of Slay Queen. Great. That's great. And I don't mind Arya killing the Night King in the books when they set up her story properly, when we find out like how she actually gets her power. So how did she become Wolverine / Batman? By fighting the waif with the stick? Because that's all she really did.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was like radioactive canal water. Like, she became canal girl, you know, because she got, you know, in the septic wound, in the abdomen wound, that she got stabbed in the gut, which would be fatal in medieval times like that, for sure, without even being dunked in the filthy canal water, get sepsis, and then jerking around to really rip it apart real good, doing parkour over the fucking obstacle course that is Flea Bottom. You know, just a complete and total shit show. But I forgave all of that, but I will not forgive this. This was a my hands are trembling with rage. Yeah, I'm not exaggerating. My face is hot with fuck.
Yeah. And I'll get to the super chats in a sec. Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for joining. And listen, if you know, this is no judgment on anybody who enjoys the show. I have totally different expectations. Reading the books and stuff. I'm just telling you, when time goes on and people get away, and because there's a huge emotional attachment, people get emotionally attached to things. I get emotionally attached to things, and you don't want to see the things you were emotionally attached in for years turn to crap. It's because you feel like, I mean, I'll keep this to I statements. I feel like a bit of an idiot for telling everybody to watch this show, for backing the show for years, telling everybody to get in the show, doing podcasts on the show forever, going, this is the best show on TV, and it really is some of the best writing, and blah, blah, blah. And now I feel like a total dumbass.
Yeah, me too. I feel like I've said that this is a great show. I've said it repeatedly. I mean, I haven't done reviews on it because, well, I started watching it way before it predated my channel. I mean, basically only the last 2 years. So I just, you know, I didn't start there and I didn't go there, and that's that. But but I feel like an idiot because I invested so much in it and I believed in it so much. And this is bullshit, dude. This is just bullshit.
It is total bullshit. And I'm going to pull up a picture here. I pulled this up in my pregame show. I just want to remind everybody that this is the same guy who wrote this. Okay, probably one of the dumbest moves in cinema history. I'll say cinema history. David Benioff. Is it David or Dan? Dan Benioff, sorry. I apologize. Did this.
Oh,
that is Deadpool's mouth sewn shut. He wrote Wolverine's origin. So we shouldn't be surprised. I'm going to remind people all the time. So Star Wars fans, do not get your hopes up.
Yeah.
Just don't, because these clowns.
Not anymore.
Yeah. There you go. Have fun. Consider my expectations subverted, and consider my interest in this show subverted, because it just went to zero. And that sucks. That sucks. I've been with these characters for so freaking long. And so these writers wanted to rush on out of here and get to Star Wars and get to doing their other things without finishing what really made them famous, what really gave them all that juice to get all these new jobs. You got to finish the job, boys. And it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And this is going to be remembered forever as the biggest whiff of all time. This might be the biggest whiff in television history. HBO paid hundreds of millions of dollars. You swing and you miss.
It was a feature film. It was a feature film with a lot of money, and all we got was a whole bunch of random, chaotic, shaky cam bullshit, and an anticlimactic finish. I mean, halfway through it, I thought, even before the Red Witch showed up, I thought, look, they cheated in this show. They cheated. I mean, when you get stabbed with dragon glass and you're one of these things, you basically disintegrate like the giant did. He got stabbed in the eye and he disintegrated. So it never occurred to me that they weren't going to do that. And I started seeing, just dead bodies dropping and stuff from the dragon glass and not disintegrating. So I thinks to myself, because, I've watched the show. Well, how about if Arya takes the face of a dead man and puts it on, and that it would work her way next to the Night King, and at a climactic moment stab him. Now that would have worked.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been cool. But instead, she just kind of, I don't know, run Serpentine, and she ran Serpentine and hid in a bush and just waited, and then ta-da, like they didn't see that shit coming. Come on. God, it was bad. It was so dumb. It wasn't even clever. It's like the Red Witch says, what would you say to death? And she says, not today. I guess I'll go and kill him. God damn, that's a great plan. Why didn't you think of that? Why didn't anyone else think of that?
You told me to kill him. Yeah. And Theon is sitting there going, bitch, you couldn't have shut up sooner.
Yeah.
Then he's like, I lost my Johnson. I want to die anyway. But
God. We all lost our Johnsons.
Okay.
Thanks.
I'm
not happy. When are we moving on to the exozone? It's time. Let's just. I'm not. What the. Anyway,
we got to let the people speak. Now, Nicholas Glenn loved it. And he loved it, and people are going to love it. And this is not a judgment on anybody who liked the episode. These are just my feelings. These are Doomcock's feelings. And Nicholas Glenn, we know we love you. Okay, we do. But he thinks it's his favorite episode ever. The one part I liked was the dead bodies raining down from the dragon, shaking him off while John was going through in his pointless journey that he didn't do anything to, because he just screamed at a dragon and that he didn't even get to slay. It's like, what
is the point of just screaming at it?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah. And
God damn it.
That's okay. Michael Worst, Canadian $10. No comment. Thank you very much for the super chat and the donation. I greatly appreciate it. Perpetual Punster, $10. Benioff and Weiss are hack writers. Yes, they are. It was a good fight cinematically. I loved Arya, but the story wise, the fight was wrong on many levels. Years of buildup thrown away to make room for Cersei because it's 2019, and don't think that didn't come into the goddamn decision that we're in the Time's Up Me Too era, and that derailed Westworld season 2. They even admitted to rewriting the goddamn second season to for the Time's Up era. Go look it up, and that's what happened here. And I'm afraid that's what George is doing to his damn book too. So listen. Yeah, Time's Up, Me Too, whatever. Great. I still want good storytelling. If Hollywood, you need to work out some issues, could you work them off? Could you work them out like off the screen? Could you actually fix stuff internally, which I hear you aren't really doing, but you're trying to show us you are through the entertainment and blaming fans when they don't like this stuff. You freaking jackasses. Nicholas Horton, £2. We are right about the Night King getting off this episode. Yes, we are. Peter Davison, Australian $2. Mother has started reading the books, and tell her not to waste her time with the show. Just have her read the books. The books are fine. Arya's fine. Everybody pick up the books, and George, please finish. Just because I can't live with this ending.
Dude, you can't even say that. You don't know that the ending isn't going to be the same.
I don't.
I mean, so you can't say that.
He's okay. He said it was
holding off on anything.
I watched his interview on 60 Minutes, and read between the lines. He completely changed the ending. They keep on saying, they ask him like 3 times. So is the ending the same? He's all, well, kinda, but it's the same in the way that it's different. Okay, well, all right. He probably doesn't know what the ending is, to be honest with you. Kip Duran, $2. Hated it mainly for what happened to Melisandre. What the? Yeah, she's like, okay, it's time for me to die now and take off my necklace. Why?
She fulfilled her purpose. Okay. The Lord of Light told her, okay, time to check out, and she'd seen enough. And anyway, the Onion Knight was going to kill her anyway, so fuck it.
Yeah. And no background on the Night King, the White Walker. No. What about all those others? The others who are with the Night King, who are damn near as powerful as the Night King, sat around. I mean, the Night King, while he was dying, was going, "What do I pay you guys for? You let the little girl sneak right by? What the hell?" Jesus Christ. Perpetual Punster, $5. Dead Starks rising and fighting for the Night King shows that the North does not remember, and there is nothing special about Stark blood in Winterfell. Well, in the freaking show, TK, $10. The writers officially checked out, and we are going to get a mess of a season. Well, it's there, TK. This is officially a mess. Did nobody tell them that this was not a good idea? Because it was not a good idea. I would have been, if I don't care if I was the grip, if I was like that, I don't know if there's a second grip or a third grip. I know nothing about the grips, but if I was the guy who like lays out all the wiring for the camera, I'd be all, hey guys, this is a really bad idea. Like, don't do this.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Big Cat, $1. No question, but thank you for the $1 donation, Big Cat. I greatly appreciate it. We'll do one more and then get back to you, man. Meximan and Cheese, $5. Stop watching the show last season. Popped into your review just to see if I was missing anything. First words I hear from you are, I'm so disgusted. And that was Doomcock. That is...
I'm beyond disgusted. I'm so I can't even, I don't know. I'll have more to say after I have a little time to sleep on it. And, you know, is it even worth talking about, honestly? I mean, all it's going to do is, I don't know. I saw nothing. You know what I liked in this episode? The few times when they stopped shaking the fucking camera and showed the dragons in the sky, which was beautiful. The rest of it was shit.
Above the clouds, yeah, that was pretty cool.
Well, and also like beneath, like when they were lighting up the troops, and you saw like the reflected light, like lighting up the dark clouds above them. I mean, I thought that was spectacular. I mean, there was a few little spectacular moments, but mostly it was a complete waste of fucking time.
Yeah, the one thing that has to be brought up, because I brought this up when I was covering Titans of all things, is light your effing sets. I can't see anything. And like you, I don't know who's alive or who's dead, and how is it that most of the cast makes it through this? I mean, like freaking Tormund's still alive. I was like, what? I mean, like my death pool's like completely effed right now. I thought they would all be gone. And yeah, I don't know.
They mostly survive.
Yeah, they do. Except for all the red shirts and little
Right.
lady. Okay, little lady Mormont. So they had Arya kill the Night King. They had little lady Mormont kill a giant. I kill giants. Slay Queen.
Yes.
Yeah, it's 2019. It's 2019. We had A-Force. We had A-Force in Game of Thrones. You're going to hear the Nerdrotic dogs. Mrs. Nerdrotic is home. El Berzadente for 10 pounds. Maybe GRRM told them some garbage endings, but planned to write something different as the ultimate troll. He would be a legend if he did that. And an asshole. Oh God.
Maybe. I mean, I thought about that, but I don't know at this point. I'm glad I haven't started reading the books. I won't until it fucking ends. I'm not even gonna bother. So
yeah, honestly, I have to agree with that. I don't know if I'd want to get somebody into something that's not gonna finish. Yeah. And Greg Miller, $5. And remember, guys, these showrunners are getting their own Star Wars trilogy. Makes you feel good, doesn't it? That's how they hire these people. I mean, that's how a Brie Larson gets hired. It's like, oh, she won an Academy Award, get her in here. These guys wrote the Game of Thrones, right? The throne, the fantasy thing with all the tits and things. Yeah, okay, get them in here to write Star Wars. They don't really look into their past, vet these people. Maybe if you got a Matthew Vaughn to write to write and direct a Star Wars movie, it'd probably be pretty damn good. But they don't even sniff at that guy. Bozique for $2. I'm okay with Arya kill, but no Night King backstory, right? He just wanted an endless night. And somebody brought up in the pregame, well, then just stay in the land of always winter where it's an endless night. Or maybe, I don't know, don't turn on the lights. I don't know. Close your eyes. RPM, 2 pounds. For fuck's sake, HBO took a huge poop on the fans. Yes, they did. And I don't know why I said fuck, but then I said poop. I'm not sure. KSD, $1. $1. Thank you for the donation, KSD. I appreciate it. Psycho Dwarf 9, $5. Gonna start the set of books after I finish reading The Expanse. Read The Expanse. The Expanse is now better than Game of Thrones. You don't need to call it Game of Thrones in space. It is The Expanse. So The Expanse can lose that title.
Yeah, it could now call itself The Expanse in Snow, except after this one, I think it's more The Expanse in Shit. That's how to describe Game of Thrones. Fucking done, dude. I don't even know. I don't even know if I'm gonna watch it next week. I don't know. Honestly, I mean, I will. I'll do it, but I don't care. I don't care. I'm hostile now.
So I'm gonna finish out. What the hell?
Yeah,
I control it.
I don't know. I just don't care, dude. If I wasn't doing this with you, I think I would be done. I'm so angry.
Well, I'm going to predict the end right now. So, does anybody think Cersei's going to be sitting on the Iron Throne? No. What they're doing is they're going to do a big setup, and Cersei will end up killing everybody, and then Arya will get a second kill on Cersei wearing Jaime's face. Slay Queen. Odin's movie blog, $5. We love you too, Odin. Subscribe to Odin's movie blog. It's a great channel. He says, love ya. Overall, like the episode. The beginning of the battle sucked with bad CG, and they still wasted 2 episodes on Expedition. Love y'all. And they're going to waste 3 more episodes. We're going to we're going to walk down to King's Landing and it's going to be decimated. And they're going to get down there, and Daenerys with two mind you, this is the world, the rules they set up in the world of Westeros. Aegon the Conqueror, with his two sisters, Anya and Visenya, on 3 dragons and pretty much no army, conquered all of Westeros. Why? Because they had dragons. They tried to do it with armies, and the armies would get decimated. Then Aegon would come in, or Visenya, and they would go and kill everybody with dragons. So Daenerys and Jon still have 2 dragons, and Cersei has a big bow and arrow, an old man, and 1 zombie. I don't feel so.
I don't. Do they still have 2 dragons? I thought the other one died. I thought that in the fight where he was wounded, I thought that they basically killed that.
Did Jon's dragon die? I don't know. I watched the episode.
I mean,
I couldn't tell.
My interpretation was that they killed the goddamn dragon with the Night King on it, who he survived a huge fall, by the way. Apparently, he's like the bestest evil ever. He can not burn, and he can survive great falls. He's super Night King. But I thought that they killed that one. And then I thought that that one that was wounded and the zombies were on it and stabbing it and everything, I figured probably it died. And then that one was the one that was the one that Jon faced down. But maybe I'm wrong. Who the fuck knows? It was so badly directed. I don't know. I don't know how many dragons are left. I think there's one.
Well, Jorah's dead. I know that.
Yeah, Jorah's dead.
Oh boy, I'm gonna try to read this name. People just, I don't know what this name means. Sorry, THTADHT. There's too many consonants in here. I can't. Sublente blue blue $2. Their plot style seems to be what would be cool. I have to give whoever, I was listening to Preston Jacobs' podcast from last week. Got to give sorry, I'm forgetting the person's name. Person who was on Preston Jacobs' podcast. You get full credit on this. This show is done by Bureaucratic now. So what they did is they go, oh, people love Arya and they want Arya to be badass. We'll get some more Arya scenes. And they like, that's why we kept on getting Lady Mormont, because she got such a reaction on Twitter that they kept bringing her back. This show was plotted by Bureaucratic. Nicholas Glenn, $4.99, Echo Base Network. I agree with Doomcock. Too much shaky cam, but I also never read the book, so take from my general audience viewer. Episode was not perfect for sure. Yeah. I could forgive shaky cam and stuff. Yeah, I didn't know what the hell was going on, to be honest with you. And it was nowhere near as good as Battle of the Bastards or Hard Home, which is an excellent episode directed by the same guy. The killing the Night King at the end changed everything for me. If he would have survived somehow, or and maybe we find out later you just can't kill him with he can pop back up, because you think he would have thought that through. But if it was just basically a boss battle from a video game, Jesus Christ. Gold 818. $5. Question: what do you think was the worst way to end? Battlestar brought back Starbuck, or the way Game of Thrones brought back Jon Snow? Well, right now, bringing back Jon Snow. What was the purpose? Azor Ahai. So what? He came back from the dead to what? Scream at a dragon? So at least Starbuck did something. Starbuck led them to Earth. I mean, right. She did something. So yeah, freaking bringing Jon Snow back. It was just to have a cliffhanger.
I agree. Yeah.
And it goes down a lot different it will go down a lot different in the books. Trust me. Scaro Trek, thank you for $2. Oh, it's good to see you, Scaro Trek. John Sakuro, $5. Kind of let down. Did anyone else have trouble seeing in the dark? Yes. Couldn't have done this during the day. What a circle jerk. I couldn't agree with you more, John. Yes, exactly. Loquacious Primate, $5. Why was everything so dark, blurry, and overlaid with bad LSD tracer visuals? I know it. God, maybe if I was on acid, I would have enjoyed it. What is supposed to be what is supposed to be disorienting and overwhelming. It can't be if you can't see it. I can't be like worried or scared or feel feeling the tension or anything watching the show if I can't see what's going on. Jim Samples, $5. HBO must pay for its crimes. Well, actually, I paid for HBO's crimes, and so did a lot of people tonight. Scaro Trek, $2. It was so dark I couldn't see a thing. Right. The only reason I'm going to keep my HBO subscription is to completely crap on the Watchmen. Did you see that trailer? Did you see the freaking Rorschach gang?
It had me yelling at the screen. It had me yelling at the screen. And
gang.
Fuck.
Matthew Matson, $1.99. The EP was dark and full of shaky cam. This episode was dark. Yeah. The night is dark and full of disappointment. Yes, it is. I like that one. TM. Clegane, Snake Oi 1 Sean says $5. Clegane Bull predictions. 1, it will happen. 2, Sandor uses a flame sword trick he learned from Barrack to defeat Zombie the Mountain. And Clegane Bull is should never happen, by the way. I know everybody wants it. For one, it's not really happening because Clegane is dead. He's a big zombie. There's nobody in there anymore. So he's just fighting his brother's husk. And 2, I honestly don't think it'll happen in the books. It's something but it's going to happen. And yay. Again, why am I supposed to be afraid of Cersei? Cersei's power comes from armies, betrayal, and trickery in her mind. But in a battle, and we are way past the politicking of Game of Thrones. Okay. Unless what's left of the Northern army goes down there and starts trusting it sounds like a bunch of people are going to go down there and be stupid. And I'm not looking forward to that. Justin Doyle, £5. What I love about this channel, Gary, is we can all have different opinions and it is all cool. Also, the interesting hearing all the different views. Yeah. We don't dislike you for liking the episode at all. Just don't get mad at us for not liking it. I think we can all agree that The Expanse is great.
Yes.
And it's now the very best show on TV, and Amazon scored. Oh, did they score? Because a lot of people, I think easily The Expanse's audience will have doubled by the time season 4 rolls around. Actually, it getting canceled on Sci-Fi might have been calculated because it was the best thing that ever could have happened to that show. It made it even more popular. Not the same show, but think Family Guy, when it returned. 99 cents from Kodak. Thank you very much. I appreciate the donation. Jack Random, $5. Hey, everyone. Sauron is dead. Let's go back to the Shire and deal with Brown Feet messing with Frodo's garden. Exactly. Shake my head. Ridiculous. Couldn't see half of it. Doomcock. Why didn't Peter Jackson put the Battle of the Shire in Lord of the Rings? Because it would have been anticlimactic. Because it would have
sucked
after the battle of the two towers and the battle at the end, the two battles at the end, and the long endings, and then you're going to have Sauron come into the Shire, and they're going to duke it out with Frodo, and that's why they didn't put it in the films, because it didn't work. Mazamonte, £2. Effing gutted. They killed the true villain too early. Yep. And they're going to come out with subverting expectations. And I could see the shill media going, you fans, you got your, I don't think, I honestly, maybe Dan and Dave don't realize, maybe they think their farts don't stink and they've had too many yes people around them. And they've been the showrunners for Game of Thrones for a long time. So they think they could do no wrong. Welcome back to Earth, gentlemen. The books will never be finished from Theory on X Canadian 279. I'm afraid you're correct. I'm afraid you are correct. Cleve Bourbon, $2. There are still 2 dragons. Promo for next week. Thank you, Cleve. Okay. Battle's over. Battle's over unless Daenerys and Jon are just completely dumb. Now, let's go talk to Cersei. You know, like, no, you just burn everything down. Okay. Oh, here we go. The tad that should not be. It's the thing that should not be. It's a Metallica and Lovecraft reference. Got it. The thing that should not be. Thank you. You didn't have to give $5 for that. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Edgar Malaga, 20 pens. I don't know what. Thank you very much. Why did chicks have all the fan in these years? It's like Hollywood decided that they should have women as heroes no matter what. It's more important from than good writings. Greetings from Peru. Peru. I want to go to that country so bad. There's so many amazing things in Peru. Thank you.
Great stuff there.
The Nazca lines and just everything. Venezuela. I'm going to try to get this right. Okay. Venezolano and Milan for £2. What about Bran? I thought he was conjuring a spell. No, he was just staring at the Night King. He warged into some freaking birds and sat there and let Theon die, knowing that Arya was going to pop up. What was the whole point of Bran? So, so they won't be forgotten now. That's it.
I don't know.
Nothing makes sense. I want everybody to try to think about this logically. This used to be a logical universe. Like how the writer, Taupe Daddy, like how the writers kept saying they watched Helm's Deep to see how to do a long battle scene. I don't think they even rented the movie. I think they watched a YouTube video, right? JG Wentworth, $5. Star Wars and Game of Thrones show that you need the creator to write a good story, or you need to mentor someone for years, like Lucas did with Dave Filoni. Yeah. And the big change in the show, I'll tell you, I'll answer my own question. George R. R. Martin was around. He was a producer. He was involved in the show. He wrote some episodes in the early season. Then he wasn't around, and it's really clear when that happened. Jack Random, the night is dark and full of shaky cam. Thank you for $2. Yes.
Yes, that was my line that I'm going to be using later, TM.
Yes.
You got disappointment. I got shaky cam. That is
go.
My fucking beef with it.
So disappointed. Alyssa Manoa. Sorry, Alyssa. Thank you for the $1 donation. I greatly appreciate it. Just saying, $5. Hey, Gary. Sorry if it had already been explained. Are Dennis and Susan going to review shows with you anymore? Oh, no. Not a long time ago. Gone. No, they both left. But that's okay. No worry. I bring it up once in a while. KZ Bay, $5. Something has to be up. Bran has to have some role to play. Just has to. Nope. KZ Bay, no. Bran is going to roll around. What role is he going to play against Cersei? He can go, oh, she's got wildfire, so we're going to use the wildfire thing again. Or Tyrion's going to make another bad decision and go down and like ally himself with her or something. I don't know.
He'll pull a Troy on him. He'll go, Cersei I feel anger. You know, it'll be like, I sense anger from Cersei. Thanks, Einstein. You know, it'll be like, oh, I see Cersei is pulling some treachery. But what? Difficult to see. Always in motion is the future. Yeah, whatever.
Louise Brooks, $5. Pissed off feminist here. Quit effing up the story for girl power BS. The horror that was Captain Marvel, and now this. They will kill Star Wars. Yeah, more. I mean, they're actually just going to pee on the corpse. Odin's movie blog, $5. Don't forget Cersei had a weapon developed to take out dragons. Just saying. Was there anything you guys liked? Listen, if the Night King lived, I probably would have forgiven a lot from this episode. I'm telling you that right now. I like the scene when the dead bodies were raining down off Drogon. But listen, you got to think, Odin, my man, I love you. You talk about suspension of disbelief and narratives breaking down. Jon screaming at a dragon. Jon's entire journey was leading to the Night King, and now yes, to the throne. But the whole thing was, the show was called Game of Thrones, but it's based on a book series called A Song of Ice and Fire. The first book is called Game of Thrones. It's not the entire show. It's something that's brought up. It's what really makes it different from Lord of the Rings, and that's why people like it. But we all know we were going towards a big battle, the long night. And you can even do it this way, the way they did in the show. But see, if you do it in a book where you have, years and years of building up to it, you felt like you had a satisfying end. We know nothing about the Night King. We know zero. We got a flashback. Bran spent a bunch of time training to warg into birds and stare at the Night King. I mean, we got to think about things logically here. Arya was not trained enough. She's a freaking superhero now. The Hound was a coward this episode. Why did you bring him back? So he could fight his brother and probably die in that battle. It's like, okay, great. Just go watch a season 3 episode and compare it to anything from the last 3 years.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, dude, I can't even articulate how angry I am.
Okay. Yeah.
Beyond disgust.
Again, it's like Darth Vader and the Emperor died and everybody's fighting Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah.
That's
basically.
Yeah. I mean, like Cersei's a good villain. She's a good villain. She's a good villain with her mind. She played some great parts. She was played to perfection. And who cares now? Okay, so she takes out one dragon with the bow and arrow. Okay, so we just killed another dragon. Where's Ghost, by the way? I saw Ghost charging in the battle, and I'm sure he popped up, but I didn't see it. Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
It's just bad. And it's like this is basically the second movie, The Empire Strikes Out, and then the third one is Star Wars Episode 6, Lobot Gone Wild. That's basically it. Lobot is going to be the big villain. That's basically it. Lobot Gone Wild. Hey, it's fuck this.
Yeah, Dengar and Jabba the Hutt are the villains now, and Lobot. There you go. IG88. Artemis over easy. My good friend. It's good to see you. $9.99. Didn't hate the whole episode, but honestly, their defenses sucked. Well, yeah, leaving the castle was, yeah. I understand why they have to do that. I do, but there's a reason castles are built. Not even close to Helm's Deep good. No. Oh God, no. Oh, good Lord, no. Dothraki and then Solid wiped out in 10 minutes. Bran freaking warged into a pigeon, and that's it. Yeah, and you know what? The Dothraki scene was cool. I like that. I was like, oh, this is a good start. I'm liking this. They just got eaten up, and and then and shaky things happen. And I'm honestly, I probably missed a lot because it was so dark. The thing that should not be. The tad that should not be, or the thing that should not be, $10. Your show is worth it. I spent 3+ years trapped at home due to a 30-pound infection tumor. Oh my good God. That I finally had removed last month. Great. And your content is one thing that kept me saying, oh, that is brilliant to hear. I'm so sorry you had to go through that, and I'm glad it's over. And I'm glad I helped in some way. That's actually very encouraging to hear. I'm sorry to report this episode sucked. I'm really sorry to report that. I did not want to be doing this right now. This is not how I expected to spend part of my Sunday evening, was shitting on Game of Thrones, which well,
thankfully we have the Exozone coming up here.
Coming right up, yes. And like, I stuck with the show even through seasons when, a lot of people started dipping out in 5 and 6. I stuck with it. Nia Brevard. Hello, Nia. How are you doing? $4.99. Why did Bran tell Theon not to charge the Night King? That was so fucked up, right? Maybe he was a little pissed off about Theon taking the castle. Let's just say. Alexander Hagen, $4.99. I don't have a problem with Arya killing the Night King, but I think the writing has just gone downhill to such an extreme degree. Yeah, I have no problem with her killing the Night King if they did it later in the season and maybe explained the Night King's background a little bit. And yeah, I mean, like, listen, like you, I have already given up why they, she just was fighting the waif with a stick and then could wipe out the entire male phrase. Fine. That was fine with that. And again, if she, that's different, but what's John going to do now? And my feeling is that is not happening at the end of the book. My feeling is that was put in because it's 2019 and we're in the Time's Up era. That is my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Alexander Hagen, $4.99. I just read that. Thank you, Alexander. Scott Wemple for $5. Bran is useful as a magic 8-ball for getting info. Right? Just shake them a little bit. Am I going to get the Iron Throne? It's looking good. Tech, $4.99. £4.99, £4.99, maybe. Tech, what's up? Listening to IGN tards talking about this, is there even any suspense to the show anymore? Barrick died for nothing this whole time. Yeah, he died uselessly, and if he could have just held out a little longer. The reason, for one, I don't want to ruin that. Just Barrick shouldn't even be around. We'll just say that. His whole existence in the book was to bring somebody else back, which they decided to leave out for whatever reason. I don't friggin' know. I don't know. I feel cheated on Tavius. I feel cheated, and I know when I talk to others about this, I will be in the minority on hating this. If you don't like this episode, you will be in the minority for a little while. Just be strong. It's your opinion. Stick to it. A lot of people in their guts. I can hear it now. I mean, hey, I was talking to people that listen, bad movies come out, people get emotionally attached. But maybe sooner, in about a year or two, people will go, yeah, that ending really sucked. We'll see how the rest of the season goes, but honestly, I can't see them. They're telegraphing what they're going to do. The Northerners are going to go down there. Somebody's going to trust Cersei or do something. Cersei's going to, outthink them because she has this brilliant mind, which is so different than whatever. And a bunch of characters are going to survive this and die needlessly and stupidly down there at the hands of the Golden Company, who just arrived this season.
Yeah, mercenaries, big deal. Jesus. I mean,
like, really? So sellswords who could not defeat Daenerys at the Battle of Meereen are going to come in and beat Daenerys and Jon
with dragons.
Did Pod die? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, who knows?
Did Arya even see a White Walker until this season? No.
Nope.
And they telegraphed I didn't think about it, but they telegraphed that she was going to kill him. And and her coming out of nowhere was dumb as hell. Just dumb. And hopefully there'll be memes everywhere of like every problem getting solved at the last minute. You'll see Arya popping out of nowhere, it's so memeable. It's bad. It's so freaking bad. This was like Star Wars Christmas special. That is what we get to expect in the trilogy. Attack of Darth Jar Jar and the zombie Ewoks. Exactly. Thank you. Doomcock is I'm bummed. Doomcock is bummed. Yeah. Timothy Swan, Australian $5. Dan and Dave on Inside the Episode claim that they had the Arya Night King end for 3 years. Why justify it, lads? If they had this for 3 years, honestly, they brought it too soon. I mean, like, again, it's just, and they can claim that George didn't tell them how they got there. That must have been from the Santa Fe meeting. And like I said, I don't have a problem with Arya killing the Night King. It is when and how.
It was
And
just cheesy. It was badly done and anticlimactic and just ridiculous.
Peter Davison, thank you for the Australian $2. He says, Mother thinks the first book is intense. It's very intense. It starts out intense. The first chapter is brilliant. They set the stage. For one, the others aren't even supposed to look like zombie, whatever they look. They're kind of like space elves. They're ethereal. They're actually beautiful to look at, and they're incredibly dangerous, and they have motivation. They have language. They mock people. They mock somebody in the beginning of the book. And they're incredibly scary and intimidating. And yeah, wow. Well, if George, I tell you what, George, if you end the book like this, the book readers will be pissed off too. So we'll at least everybody, you know. Again, though, you might be right. We might be in the minority on this. Jack Random, $5. Feminism is a plan by elites to pit men and women against each other. Why do they do it in the film? Divide and conquer. Feminist pole of severity and occultism. Well, there's something going on. It's really bad writing too. Jack Random, thank you for the $5. Jonathan comments, $5. So Melisandre's great ultimate destiny was to give Arya a freaking pep talk. Game of yawns. All righty, folks. We're gonna. I could really talk about this forever, and we'll talk about it more Monday. God, man, we got a full house here tonight, man. We got a full friggin' house. We got 21 to almost 2,200 people watching right now.
Holy crap. We'll
Yeah.
send them over to the Exozone.
And that's where we're going to go next. We won't be talking about Game of Thrones, unfortunately, but I'm far from done with this. Okay. So I'm going to do a video, and on Monday mornings, nooner, I will probably be talking about this a lot. So please join me here. Thank you for joining us here for Game of Thrones. Totally disappointed, man. It's such a bummer. God damn.
I know it sucks. I mean, I don't know, man. We kind of got kind of a little bit screwed here because it was like such a long episode, and so I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't have done Exozone or something. I don't know.
That's all right. No, we can do it. That's fine. Yeah. No.
I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to cut this short or anything.
I think we've said what needs to be said. I think I am greatly disappointed. If anybody missed part of this, I'm going to keep it on the channel. It'll be here. I do 3 live streams a week. I'm sure you'll be doing one. We can talk about this more, but
and I'll do like when I've had a chance to gather my when I can articulate all the ways that this has disappointed me, I will do a video on it. Right now, I'm just inarticulate with rage. I can't fucking. I feel so stupid. I feel used, and I feel incredibly disappointed. Like all of this is nothing, and I don't know why I should care anymore, and why I would ever rewatch this now. I mean, I always had visions of watching it from the start, clean through, and I don't see that happening now.
Oh. My Blu-rays are going on eBay tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like goodbye. I'll never watch it again. Why waste my time when if I'm going to rewatch something, I'll go watch some classic Doctor Who, or you know what? I'll watch Lord of the Rings, which is the best fantasy out there. And there was a time where I'm like, man, this thing could be better than Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, right.
Me too.
Okay, great. They explained how they pay for things. They had boobs, and then they had a really crappy ending. So
yeah.
For Frodo. They might as well give Brie Larson a cameo now, says JD. Just thank you for the $2. Yeah. Well, there's plenty of old stuff to read that's really good. Every time new stuff. And The Expanse is coming. The Expanse, like I said, is the best show on TV. It is no longer the Game of Thrones at space. It is now just The Expanse, the best show on television.
Yes, exactly.
What a waste with this threat of Cersei. Boo. I know. Oh, Cersei. I'm so scared. I wonder what she is going to do, Stephen Yarnell. Do you think she's going to use wildfire? Do you think Tyrion might like trust her or something, or he'll do something? And then, I mean, I already know kind of what happens at the end, but fuck. I feel like a fan of The Last Jedi right now. LL, Echo Base Network. Yeah. I feel like I did when I walked out of The Last Jedi. Exactly. Well said. I don't have the headache I had after I saw that movie, but I feel the disappointment and the loss of what a waste of time. You know, this is the risk you take when you watch a TV show. These things happen, but Dan and Dave could have finished this right. They rushed it. It went to their head. They got arrogant, and well, karma. You know, and now they're going to get brought back to Earth. You know, eventually. Okay. Stargate 404, $2. Couldn't Bran have green seared into the warged into the dragons? Well, if we get that now, it'll be against the Golden Company and some cell swords. Yeah, that's here's something I don't care if it's a subversion of expectations. This is a little hint to all fantasy writers, as not a writer, as a fan of fantasy. If somebody, I sold, you know, comic books for 10 years, know a little bit about storytelling. You can subvert expectations with characters and certain events, but you need to end a fantasy series with a big effing epic battle. You don't want to end it with a skirmish with cell swords and some politicking. Nobody wants to read that. I don't care how good you are. So, fuck. All right. Well, I'm sorry, folks. I wish I could have reported more. Join me Monday, which is tomorrow at noon. I will probably talk about this for like 6 more hours because I'm that pissed. I have 10 years of pent up rage going on, and yeah. So we're gonna go over to Doomcock's channel and go to the Exozone. It won't be Game of Thrones talk. We will be talking the paranormal and something that's very interesting and something to get my mind off of this. Game of Thrones jumped the shark. Yeah, Game of Thrones is done. It's done. I don't care what happens after this. So everybody have a great night. Thank you for joining. Thank you for all the super chats. Let me just make sure I got everything I did. Okay. And thank you for the very generous super chats. You guys were great tonight. And yeah, this is a place you can come to vent, and there will be more of it in the future. Do you want to plug your channel real quick?
Oh, sure, Gary. My channel is youtube.com/Overlord DVD, and I've got a patreon.com/Doomcock. And I guess, Gary, we're going to go ahead and review the rest of these damn episodes. I will be a little more articulate on the other ones, but this one was such a bitter disappointment that it's really shaken me.
It's a bummer. It is a bummer, man. Oh, well, I'm sure IO9 will love it, though. All right, everybody. See you over on Doomcock's channel in a few minutes. Thank you again, and may the small folks sing songs of your greatness. Ciao.